Roger Scanlon with our national anthem. Nancy Faust at the organ, and we are at Comiskey Park as the Chicago White Sox have now won 6 in a row here at home and open up a 3-game series against the New York Yankees starting tonight. Tom's got our lineups.
Thanks, Gary. First for the New York Yankees, managed by Dallas Green. Leading off at second base, Steve Sachs. Batting second, left fielder Luis Polonia. Don Mattingly will hit third and play first base. The cleanup man is the DH, Steve Balboni. Jesse Barfield is in right field hitting fifth. He's followed by third baseman Tom Brookins. Don Slaught catches, batting seventh. The eighth place hitter is shortstop Alvaro Espinoza, and batting ninth, center fielder Roberto Kelly. Pitching tonight for the Yankees is former Sox left-hander Dave LaPointe, 6-6 on the season with a 5.48 earned run average in 16 starts. And here's the lineup that LaPointe will be facing, given by manager Jeff Torborg of the White Sox. Leading off in center field, Dave Gallagher. Batting second baseman Fred Manrique. Harold Baines hits third and DHs. The cleanup man is right fielder Ivan Calderon. Carlton Fisk is the catcher, batting fifth. He's followed by third baseman Carlos Martinez. Danny Pasqua is in left field, batting seventh. The eighth place hitter is first baseman Russ Moorman, and batting ninth, shortstop Ozzie Guillen. Pitching tonight for the Sox is left-hander Steve Rosenberg. Steve is 2-5 with a 4.69 earned run average, appearing in his 25th ball game tonight and his 11th start. In 78 2/3 innings, Steve has given up 77 hits, 34 walks, 46 strikeouts on the year. American League hitting .260 against Steve. In his last start on the 9th against Kansas City, he got a no decision in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Got to stay away from that walk, because you can't walk one man per inning and expect to be successful in this league. Tonight's weather, the temperature is 79 degrees, wind out of the east at 7, and forecasters for cooling and breezy tonight. The umpires tonight at home plate, Larry Young. Jim Joyce is at first base. Crew chief Jim McKeon is the second base umpire, and at third base, our friend Ken Kaiser. Now look at Steve Rosenberg. Rosie, coming off a couple of not so impressive outings. The key for him is really to get ahead of these Yankee hitters and stay away from the top half of the lineup, because those are the guys that have really been doing most of the damage for the Yankees so far, with Steve Sachs, Polonia, and of course the great Don Mattingly hitting third. But with Sachs in the batter's box, here's Gary with the play-by-play.
All right, as the White Sox will try and continue this 4-game win streak now. The Sox are 18-28 in games played here at Comiskey Park this season. And here's one of the guys who has done a number on everybody this season, Steve Sachs. He is third in the league with that .327 batting average, and he has just torn up the Chicago White Sox, batting .457 against the White Sox this season. So he has done it all. He has come over from the Los Angeles Dodgers and now taken over the #1 spot, the leadoff spot in the order. Originally they had him batting second in the order, but decided they needed some help up top, so Sachs has filled in there. This will be the 19th game that Sachs has batted in the first spot. And there you see the leaders, Puckett, Franco, Sachs, and Baines now back in the top 10 with his .315 batting average. And Rosenberg falls behind here, 2 balls and no strikes. And with that, he will go to the back of the mound just to rethink the situation. Rosie has not had a win in the last 5 decisions, 0-3 and 2 no-decision games in those starts. And he comes in with a strike right there to Sachs, 2 balls and 1 strike. Amazing what Sachs has done coming over. There's Luis Polonia waiting on deck, also coming over from the Oakland A's. I was going through this Yankee lineup, taking a look at their roster at the beginning of the year. My gosh, Sachs has got another base hit. That's a 5-game hit streak for him. Danny Pasqua on left will get it back in, and Sachs now just under .500 against the White Sox this season.
He's hitting a ton against the Sox. Every time he's up there, he's hitting a line drive. Here Rosenberg tries to come inside because Sachs is very adept at hitting the pitch away from him. There you see Pasqua falling down, but man, did he get his hands in there. Short, quick swing right there. Hey, Steve Sachs has adapted to American League pitching a lot quicker than I thought he would.
Had 17 hits and 36 at-bats against the White Sox.
Yeah, and the other outs seem like they're all line drives, too. Line drive outs. He's hit a ton against the White Sox.
Here's Polonia. He's got a 6-game hit streak going, and these Yankees can run. They are third right now, or second now in the American League in stolen bases. Second to Kansas City. So we'll see whether or not Dallas Green has them running early. Rosenberg concerned enough to keep Sachs close over there, and Sachs talking to the first base umpire Jim Joyce about that last move. He thought Rosenberg may have had that front leg back a little bit and going to the plate. There's what Polonia's done during the hit streak that he's in.
Polonia's a tough little out, I'll tell you. He doesn't take a whole lot of pitches, which make him not so hot in that number 2 spot in the order, but he can put the ball in play when he does swing.
Talking about the Yankee roster, Polonia, of course, was with Oakland and came over in the Ricky Henderson deal. Sachs was on the roster, but in the offseason picked up from the Dodgers. There are the stolen base leaders. Henderson now of Oakland on top. Then S.B. White, you have Sachs, Guillen, and Kelly all in this game in the top 10. And that's why Rosenberg has so much concern right here, as he's going to hold Steve Sachs, who has picked up 27 stolen bases. He's been caught just 8 times. And right now he is the leader on this club. He and Kelly up over 20. Kelly's got 22. 0-1 count. And Polonia fouls it back. Belboni was not on the original roster. He's in there tonight. Barfield came over from Toronto after the season started. Brookins wasn't on the roster. Acquired from Detroit after he's let go there. Espinoza came up from the minor league level. They're all starting.
Paul. Guerin, yeah. Look at Paliarulo. Phelps was here for the second half of last season. That's all. My goodness. Slott was here last year, as was Wayne Tollison. My goodness.
They have far more people who are new to the ball club than are old. And there's Kaiser at third saying that he did not go around.
It is incredible, isn't it? Candelaria was here. He's DL'd. Carey, Davidson, Andy Hawkins is new. LaPointe's new. McCullers, Mohorsic just second half of last season. Clay Parker, Plunk.
There are no
about 20 out of 24 new guys.
There are no Yankees. There are just guys who played somewhere else.
There is no such thing as a Yankee, as a born Yankee.
You don't want to say that too loud around New York, because of all the things that are driving Yankee fans crazy, that's one of them, boy. They have a hard time identifying with anybody anymore. After all those years of Maris and Mantle and the great names. That one's lined to left field. Pasqua's got a shot at this one. Danny's got it. One away. Sachs goes back to first base.
Oh, good jump on the ball by Danny Pasqua right there, taking a possible extra base hit away from Luis Polonia. Good, nice piece of hitting. I'll tell you, Polonia hangs in there nicely against left-handed pitchers. Hits it sharply right at Pasqua. What is he hitting against lefties?
Which one? Polonia?
Yeah,
222.
222? Yeah. Good contact there, though.
Now Don Mattingly. As the Yankees progress, it's because primarily of this guy right here. He is one of those Yankees that the fans can identify with in New York. Don Mattingly is up the average, 12 home runs for him now and 60 RBIs. Got off to a very slow start this season. The first 32 games he hit 226. The last 56 games he's hitting 353. He's back on.
322 with 4 homers and 27 RBIs against left-handed pitchers. They really bother him, don't they?
Yeah. He has not been bothered by many pitchers over his career, left, right, or down the middle. It doesn't matter very much.
Well, he's right back on top of the plate. Watching him over the last couple of months, you see he's right on the plate right now. His swing, his stroke is so short right now, and that's back to the old Don Mattingly short, compact swing. Do not, and I say this emphatically, do not throw him anything inside unless you're going to hit him with the pitch, because he's liable to hit one at 9 miles. Great inner half of the plate hitter.
6-year veteran Mattingly, now 28 years old, entered this season with a .327 lifetime batting average. And he's got it going back up there again right now as he puts that one to left. Danny Pasqua's got a busy first inning. 2 down. Sachs goes back to first. Sachs had his single to left. Polonia and Mattingly fly out to left, 2 down.
Defensively, the Sox have Pasqua, Gallagher, and Calderon in the outfield. Martinez, Guillen, Manrique, and Moorman at first base. And Rosenberg and Fisk the battery. That's where you got to pitch Mattingly. If you're going to try and get him out, he's going to hit the ball. He's not going to strike out. He's only struck out 12 times this year. But keep the ball away, play him away, and see if he can line out to the left fielder all night.
And here's the guy who can put him out. He has done it against the White Sox this season. A couple of home runs for Balboni, who against the Sox is 5 for 18. 2 of those 5 hits, a homer. And believing that Sachs might take off here with 2 down and trying to hold him in scoring position, Rosenberg continues to throw over to first base. Balboni acting as the DH in this game. And Rosenberg misses down low with it. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 down. Yankee base coaches, former manager of the Phillies, Lee Iliover at third, former manager, Cleveland Indians, Pat Corrales at first.
And Lee Ilio, of course, with the Cubs, too. Corrales managed anywhere else? Yeah, Texas.
Yeah.
Frank Howard, he's a former manager. He's in the dugout in case they get in a fight.
George Steinbrenner likes to keep them lined up.
Oh, boy.
But it won't bother Dallas Green.
No. He is in charge. Believe me.
Balboni with a 1-1 count. Sachs at first base. And that's to left field. Pasqua's going to have all 3 putouts, and he handled a single. No, Danny can take the rest of the night off. That's as much as a left fielder gets in a game anytime. No runs, 1 hit and 1 left on. Yankees don't score. Sox coming up. White Sox coming up in the bottom half of the first inning. Gallagher, Manrique, and Baines will be up against Dave LaPointe.
One of the Sox favorites last year. We missed Dave LaPointe, just coming off the disabled list, making his first start since then. Dave is only 6-6 on the year with a 5.48 earned run average, so he hasn't been pitching very well, but he's had some soreness in that shoulder, making his 17th start tonight. And the American League is hitting .306 against him, Gary, so they've been putting the ball into play hard against Dave LaPointe so far this year. He throws a fastball below average major league speed with movement. Best pitch is a changeup.
And he starts Dave Gallagher off with a pitch down low for a ball. Now LaPointe is just being activated here for this game. So he's just getting back into playing action here. So we'll see what it looks like for him. You see his last start was on June 29th.
Yeah, you really can't judge much from that performance. 4 in the 3rd inning, gave up 8 hits and 4 earned runs. Won't strike out many, but he won't walk any either.
Gallagher's going to have a base hit to center field. Roberto Kelly will play that one. And Dave Gallagher has got a .390 batting average coming into this game against the Yankees. Starts out with a base hit. Both these clubs have torn up the others pitching on the season.
No doubt about it. There's that changeup by Dave LaPointe. It's a good one, good location. Dave Gallagher does not put the ball in play hard, but it's just in front of Roberto Kelly. Hit on the end of the bat. What the good concentration. You can't try and pull Dave LaPointe. To me, you got to get him way up in the batter's box, get on top of the plate, make him throw you the ball inside. Because he's really not going to hurt you if he hits you with the pitch. And plus, the changeup, which is his out pitch, will not have that big an effect on you. See how the Sox attack him.
Manrique in the lineup against the left-hander. And batting in the number 2 spot. Moves the hands up as though to bunt. Takes it for a ball. Manrique getting platoon time at second base with Steve Lyons, as they have been in and out of the lineups. And Fred Manrique, with that strong .302 batting average, has taken advantage of his opportunities this season and gotten a lot of playing time. 59th appearance. Was only in 39 games all of last season. And LaPointe's in with a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gallagher on at first base. We're talking about how these teams have hit one another. Very little difference offensively. There's Baines on deck. The Sox are batting .301 against New York with 8 home runs. They have played 9 games. The Yankees have won 6. The Yankees are hitting .300 and have 11 home runs off Sox pitchers. So that's a lot of hitting. And that misses inside 2-1. The ERA has been the problem for the White Sox because the Yankees are averaging 5.26 runs per game for Dallas Green's Yankees against the Chicago White Sox this season. There is the man in charge. Manrique takes it up high, and LaPointe's behind on the count now. 3 balls and 1 strike. There's Jeff Torborg with all his clothes on. I mean by that, all the good luck clothes.
Oh,
the 2 T-shirts and the baseball shirt and the rubber suit.
He was looking a little thinner today.
No wonder. That one's driven down the left field line. That is a fair ball. Into the corner. Over to get it. Polonia touched by a fan. It'll cost the White Sox a run for the moment. A fan touched it. Third base umpire Ken Kaiser right there and saw it. It's a ground rule double, and Manrique's not very happy because that just cost him a run batted in.
Jeff Torborg can't be too happy either. There's another changeup. Manrique gets the head of the bat out and hits it just fair inside that line. Check out the fan. And the fan had an effect. Well, you know, that ball looked like it was going in the seats anyway, though, Gary, so it really didn't have an effect on it.
Yep, it was going in the seats. It would have been a ground rule double whether touched or not.
So don't kick them out, security.
They can stay.
So Baines with a great RBI opportunity, though.
Harold takes the strike. Baines has had a great season against the Yankees. He's hitting .315 overall, which now is 10th in the American League. Against the Yankees, .343 and 3 home runs. And he's got a base hit in the gap to left center field. Gallagher will score. Manrique will score. Baines will stay with a single, and it's 2-0 Sox.
Well, you know, left-handers coming into this ball game, Gary, are hitting .319 against Dave LaPointe. So he doesn't really have that out pitch against lefty, since his best pitch is that changeup that will move into the left-handed hitter. There you see a curveball. Harold goes right down and get it. Pitches down and away, and he lashes it into left center field. A good play by Roberto Kelly there to keep him to a single. But the Sox jump out ahead once again, 2-0.
Harold Baines with a hit. Calderon to center field. Kelly's underneath this one. He's got it, and there's the first out of the inning. Calderon flying out. Baines back to first base. One away with Fisk coming up.
Here's the defense for the Yankees. Polonia, Kelly, and Barfield in the outfield. Brookins, Espinoza, Saxon, Mattingly around the horn, and the battery of Dave LaPointe and Don Slaught. And here's Pudge.
1,999. That's where he's at. He's so tired of hearing that already. He can't believe it. He wants that 2,000th hit in the worst way just to get it done with. And he wants it right now. He went 0 for 4 in the ball game yesterday. Fisk just one shy of that magic number, and the fans know it. They're on the edge of the seat waiting to see. And it misses inside from the point, ball 1. So here we go again.
The saga continues. Pudge took a bunch of tapes when he was hitting good in 83 and 85 to study what he was doing then as opposed to what he's doing now. Tells me that he was using his legs to hit more back then, a la Don Mattingly.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And he was staying down more. You know, occasionally Pudge will get a little bit lax up there. He'll try and calm his swing down, his stride down, in order to keep from getting out there too quick. But sometimes he calms himself down a little bit too much and doesn't use his legs to hit.
1-1 to him, misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. He'll have to be patient on LaPointe. The family is here again, waiting and hoping.
Kids are going to be full grown
before he gets to
young Pudge. Young Pudge is going to need a haircut. I'm kidding. He's going to get it right here.
2-1 delivery to Fisk. 3 balls and 1 strike, and LaPointe not happy with that. He thought he'd caught the inside corner. Pudge will get one to hit here. The Sox have 2 runs in on 3 hits.
Dave LaPointe used to make a living throwing a high fastball up and away to right-handed hitters and then turn over a changeup low and away. Pitches away, 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 up and down.
Pudge to third base, and that is a foul ball. He'll come back 3-2. Brookins behind the bag in foul territory, and Baines back to first. Once he gets this hit, he'll probably hit 400 the rest of the season. It'll be so much fun after. Not that this isn't fun for him, but it does start to weigh on him a little bit. 3-2 count. Runner going up the middle, and there it is. Patton Fisk gets his 2,000th hit He becomes the 173rd Major League player to do it. Just do it, son. Well, he'll smile big now. He's got it out of the way.
And now Carlos Martinez has got a hit.
Yeah.
Toughest at bat of his young career right here. Trying to follow this.
Yeah, it's emotional.
That's great.
Martinez takes the pitch for a ball. So Carlton Fisk, there's the family being congratulated. As they waited here yesterday for it to happen, and all 4 times came out of their seat. He didn't get it. Martinez has a base hit. Baines will score. Pudge will stop at second. It's a 3-0 Chicago lead. Martinez gets his 15th run batted in.
Oh my, the Sox are doing a number on Dave LaPointe so far. 3 runs on 5 hits already. Only 1 out. Billy Connors, the pitching coach, on his way out to the mound. And they're going to talk things over. Dave has been getting that changeup up in the strike zone. The pitch that Fisk hit was up out over the plate. It was a 3-2 count. He threw his best pitch was the changeup, but it was up and away, and Pudge was able to knock it into center field for that hit number 2,000. Let's check it out one more time. The pitch is the changeup. See, he turns the ball over. Pudge stays with that one nicely. A 1 hop. LaPointe, Sachs, Espinoza all trying for it. Can't come up with it. Baines, good base running there. Goes to third base. And there's the swing. Pudge has hit a lot of balls harder than that, but I'm sure he wanted that hit about as much as any he's gotten. And there's the reaction. Young Pudge. Casey, big as most major leaguers right now. What is he, a junior in high school?
Junior in high school.
And, of course, Linda, Carlin, and Casey.
Danny Pasqua. So the history is made here, and Dave LaPointe just off the DL with that tendonitis in the left shoulder, getting racked around. 3 runs on 5 hits. 2 no-decision games before he went on the DL, June 29th. Pitched only 4 1/3 in each of those games. Pasqua, slow roller. That's going to be a base hit. Brookins has no play, and the bases are loaded. Danny Pasqua gets an infield single. And Dave LaPointe knows what a long inning's all about. He's been there before, and these things happen in those innings.
I'll tell you what, you couldn't throw the ball in a more perfect spot right here. Looks like a perfect bunt. Brookins, just stick it in your pocket. You got no chance. Good pitch there by LaPointe. He was down and away exactly where he wanted it, but sometimes you just can't do anything right. You know, a lot of times the pitches that LaPointe threw, you know, they could be just missed and hit to the outfield, although he's been up in the strike zone. A lot of times you scoot through innings like that, you regain your composure, start throwing quality pitches, then you win the ball game. That hasn't happened yet for Dave LaPointe tonight.
He's going to have to do some hurry-up scooting right here.
Yep.
He's in real trouble. Here's Mormon, bases loaded. And the pitch is taken for a ball down low. Well, the Yankees concerned about their starting rotation. They have had people in and out of this thing under Dallas Green now for the last month. The Columbus shuttle's been working. That's taken for a strike. In order to activate LaPointe today, they had to send down Bob Davidson. Davidson's contract was purchased on Tuesday, and that was when they sent down Dave Island, who'd been called up 2 days before that to pitch a couple of games. That one towards short, could be 2. That's the one he needed. Relay by Sachs. They got a double play. Mormon ends the inning hitting into the double play, but the Sox come up with the 3 runs on 6 hits, including Carlton Fisk's 2,000. And LaPointe leaves it trailing 3-0 after 1. Gonna move up into the starting rotation. First major league start.
Be interesting to see how well he does as a starter. If he doesn't get too curveball crazy, I think he'll do very well.
Here's Jesse Barfield against Rosenberg, and he takes the pitch for the strike. Barfield's got the hot stick in hand as he's got a 6-game hit streak. 7 hits his last 20 at-bats. Rosenberg's got a 3-0 lead to work with here in the 2nd inning. This is inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Barfield, of course, coming over from the Toronto Blue Jays. Boy, that deal has not worked out the other way for this point.
Well, to a certain extent it has, because what it did is gave that Junior Felix a chance to play every day. You know, he's got over 40 RBIs in the leadoff spot.
Yep.
So he looks like he's going to be an outstanding player in the future. But what you're referring to, though, is that Al Leiter. Has he pitched at all? That
blister on his finger, I think he made 2 appearances, and that's been it. Barfield drills at the center. Dave Gallagher way back on the warning track of the wall, looking up. Goodbye, home run. Jesse Barfield to dead center field. Ooh, did he nail that? And the Yankees are on the board. It's 3-1.
Oh my, did he hit this ball. Fastball right down the middle, and he hit it absolutely perfect. 16th home run, 45th RBI for Jesse. I won't pick any flowers for you, Jesse, after that one. He nailed this one. Watch it. Fastball. A little bit of an inside-out stroke because it was an inner half of the plate, and he drives this about 410 feet to dead central. No doubt about it. Didn't get very high off the ground.
Well, there's Barfield with a homer. And Steve Rosenberg on the season now has given up a total of 6 home runs this season. That one's drilled to left field. Danny Pasquaback has room on the warning track. And Brookins takes the ball deep. Pasqua's got 4 putouts.
The outs have been hit in the air now too. Every ball has been hit in the air off Rosenberg. He's going to have to make a few pitches down, especially with his breaking ball, to keep the Yankee hitters a bit off stride, but they're taking good cuts at him. Every guy's had a good swing so far.
And here's Don Slott, the catcher, with 1 away and nobody on. Slott, right-handed hitter, 5 home runs himself and 30 RBIs. Well, I'll tell you, these 2 teams getting together, it's been nothing but hit central.
They're the 2 leading hitting teams in the American League now. Well, actually, we're tied for 3rd, and the Yankees are tied for 1st with Minnesota at 272. Ironic thing about the Yankees, the opposition's hitting 284 against their pitchers. That's a lot.
There have been lots of pitchers.
Yes.
They've gone through
which ones are we supposed to consider?
About everybody in the organization has pitched for the Yankees at one time or other this season. Slott fouls that one back. And the count now goes to 2 strikes on him. Yankee pitching staff is 12th in ERA at 4.56. Chicago's last at 4.72. And that 284 batting average is the highest batting average against any American League staff. I guess that figures in we're going to have slugfest when these 2 teams get together.
Well, I'll tell you what, it sure does. Opposition hitting against the White Sox staff is 273.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Here's Don Slott. Now here's a guy you got to pitch up. Their final. Blue Jays beat the Angels in the first of a doubleheader. 4th straight. Ooh. Big loss for California.
They're struggling since the All-Star break, the California Angels. In Baltimore, a reason for that. There's the Astros win we talked about. DeShays and Anderson combining on a 2-hitter.
Oh, my.
As the Astros, the Mets not hitting the ball at all, 6-0. And the Astros are leading in the 2nd game, 6-0. 2-2 the count here on Slott. 1 down, nobody on, and it's up high, 3-2.
You talk about that California ball club for just a second, Gary. The controversial call that was made in Baltimore giving the Orioles a win on Saturday night was made by Ken Kaiser, and he's on this crew that we have here tonight. He's probably not a real good mood.
No.
Kenny.
That one to left field. Do you believe this? Danny Pasqua's got another one. Pasqua's caught all the outs. Nobody else has had an assist or anything else. That's 5 fly balls to left field. And Danny Pasqua gets 2 this inning.
Well, Danny Pasqua's certainly playing these guys in the right position, that's for sure. They're all taking good swings, though. I'll tell you one thing, 4 of them have been line drives, and of course Brookins almost took him out of there a batter ago. Here's Pudge giving him a pitching lesson. Got to keep the ball down a little bit better than that, Stevie. I think Bud was telling him, yeah, I was looking for that pitch right there, and I hit it right up the middle where I wanted to.
That's why Jeff Torberg's so happy to have this guy behind the plate. When he goes out to talk to on the mound, people listen.
That's right. It's like E.F. Hutton coming out there.
Right.
See how deafening the crowd was even listening. They were quiet at that.
Wanted to overhear. Alvaro Espinoza, the shortstop of the Yankees. 4 hits in his last 13 times to the plate. Pushed the average up near 270. Takes it outside for a ball. Wells got the win in that game for Toronto. Jim Abbott lost it. He's 8-6 now. Henke had his 6th save. No home runs in that. And the California Angels got 2 in the first inning of the second game. They lead 2-0 just in the first inning. Pete Incaviglia's had a grand slam home run, the 3rd of his career for the Texas Rangers against Boston. Jeff Gardner, starting for the Red Sox, gave it up. That was in the first inning. It's 4-0 Texas over the Red Sox.
Wow. He's been hot. Inky's got 3 home runs in the last couple of days after not hitting one since May.
Yeah.
And Bobby put him on the bench. Valentine put him on the bench. Says, "Listen, Inky, you're stinky. you're gonna
Heard something like that.
Sit a while." Yeah. Sometimes that works.
You get the attention, as they say.
Yeah.
2-1 count on Espinoza with 2 down. Nobody on. It's a 3-1 game. Sox on top. Just in the top half of the second inning. That National League score, Houston's Jim Deshaies winning at 9-4. Ron Darling of the Mets the loser. And in the second game, Houston got 6 runs in the second inning, including a Glenn Davis home run, his 18th. And there's a walk. Well, that puts the base runner on. And it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Roberto Kelly.
Well, there you see Steve Rosenberg's had some trouble with the walks in his last couple of outings. Those walks really hurt. Last time out against Kansas City, he walked 4 guys in a little over 4 innings. So that always, you know, you're in that same total walks per innings pitched. I'll tell you what, that's a tough total. Other guys start hitting and you just lose ball games.
And Kelly's going to take that pitch outside. Ball 1. Looking at the Yankees appendix to their press guide, it's longer than their press guide. There are more pages in this loose leaf thing than there are in the guide itself.
It's incredible, yeah.
And that's going to bring Sammy Ellis out to have a talk here with Steve Rosenberg. Rosenberg's looking to get back in the W column because it has been a while since Steve has had a win. His last victory was on June 12th against Cleveland. He lost 3 in a row to Boston, Milwaukee, and Texas. And then the last 2 outings against the Indians and the Yankees, non-decision games. So it's been a long time for Rosenberg to get the W. Dallas Green.
Dallas knows that his guys can put some points on the board. Big Frank Howard right there with his hat off. He knows that these guys can score. The only problem is they haven't been able to shut anybody down.
Yep.
Let's check out what the Yankees have been doing defensively. They're right in about the middle of the pack. In fact, they're about 8th in defense. So their pitchers have been giving up a lot of line drives. Tough to make plays behind that as well.
Espinoza, not a big lead at first. He's only stolen 1 base this season. And he has been caught 3 times. So Espinoza has not been running a lot for Dallas Green. Roberto Kelly, strong average in that 9-hole, batting at .310. And he rifles this one to center field. Gallagher makes the catch on a sinking line drive. 1 run. That was the Barfield home run, the only hit of the inning with 1 left on. It's a 3-1 Sox lead.
Hey, sports fans, you can catch all the day's scores and sports news without changing your dial. At 10:30 p.m., Sports Nightly provides the latest scores and highlights from around the country. That's Sports Nightly tonight at 10:30, only on Sports Channel.
Well, let's see if the Sox can continue to rock it here on Dave LaPointe as we go to the bottom half of the inning. White Sox sent 8 batters to the plate in that first inning before Mormon ended it on a bases-loaded double play. Now Ozzie Guillen takes it down low. George Wendt from Cheers threw out the first pitch of the ball game tonight. He's going to be dropping by to see us here in the 3rd inning. He's appearing here in Chicago in bleacher bumps at the Organic Theater for a limited appearance as far as his performance in that play. We'll talk to him about that. It's gotten rave reviews even before he came on to take a role in that play. LaPointe 1-1. Ozzie Guillen with an 8-game hit streak. Got 2 guys in each of these lineups in that number 9 spot who are really delivering some hits. Ozzie wood chops that one. Right center field. Kelly had to go way back because he was way in. 1 away.
Well, that pitch was about 1.5 foot over Ozzie's head. Thou shalt not pass.
Look at the old axe handle on that one.
Oh, boy.
Dave Gallagher started the inning out for the Sox with a single and scored. One of the 3 runs for Dave Gallagher now. Not only that average, still up there over the 290 mark, but Gally continues to lead this ball club in runs scored. His 54th crossing of the plate. And he takes LaPointe's delivery for a strike. After we get done talking about all the hitting these 2 teams do against one another, we'll probably see both pitchers settle in after the first. But somehow I don't think that's going to happen here tonight.
Well, you just don't know. Both of the guys have been pitching up a lot around belt high, and they have been rocketed. Rosenberg is fortunate to have only given up 1 run so far for the White Sox.
Gallagher fouls that one off.
You know, LaPointe was one of those guys, too, last year, Gary, even when he was pitching for the White Sox, that if he got past the first and second inning, his middle innings were very, very strong. Then he got tired at the end. But the first inning was generally weak for him. He just couldn't find that changeup a lot of times.
Obviously, I would think his pitch count is going to be very clearly monitored tonight because he hasn't pitched since the 29th. He had only 4 1/3 innings in 2 games before that. He's coming off tendonitis of the shoulder. This is his first appearance. You've got to believe he's going to be limited in the number of pitches he'll throw. And Gallagher got one that fish-tailed away that time. Turned that one over, and Gallagher's a strikeout victim, his first.
Well, the thing that makes Dave LaPointe dangerous is the fact, see, he holds that ball way in the back of his hand, and he turns it over. Now, he can change the speed depending on how far he holds that in the back of his hand. That was a real good one. Had the screwball effect, down and away, that's where he wants to pitch.
Manrique will take one down low.
That's why I say get up in the batter's box, get in front of the plate, right on top of it, and take away that changeup from him. See what he's going to do then.
The off-speed pitch is in for a strike, and it's 1-1. See, Dave LaPointe is not going to put a lot of Ks up. But he doesn't have to when he's on because he'll move the ball around enough so that the hitter's timing is off and nobody hits the ball very hard.
Yeah, and he'll throw some ground balls, and he'll pitch some quick games, too. It's nice to hear, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? 2 down, bases empty. Don't get many of those.
Ooh.
Swung on and missed again.
Yeah,
he's off speed.
He's starting to find that changeup. You can feel it. You can almost sense it because the last one to Manrique, and certainly the one he struck Gallagher out on, those were his aces.
2-2 the count, 2 down. Freddie now with 5 for 19 against the Yankees. And that one towards short. Espinosa makes the play, and that will do it. 1-2-3 inning. You know what? 3 runs, 6 hits in the first. LaPointe comes back and gets all 3 of the Sox in the second. 3-1 lead. Oh, we promised you that George Wendt would be coming by from Cheers, of course. And welcome to the ballpark.
Thanks.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah, except for the broken leg you got there.
I'm all right from the waist up. I'm okay. Oh, wait a minute. Is this a replay?
This is the form.
This is the form. Notice the cast I'm in.
Are you endorsing the same company as Bo Jackson? Look.
That was sending a message to the Yankee dugout that little chin music was in store.
I like it.
It was hard. The last one I tried to, I did a Yankee game last year, actually, and I tried to get into the press box. I was aiming for you, actually.
Oh. You should have hit me.
Sox will lead it off. Polonia and Mattingly here at the top of the order. We'll get George to tell us what he's doing here in Chicago, other than just watching the game.
Well, I am here to do perhaps the biggest stretch of my career as an actor. I have to play a Cub fan night after night, 8 shows a week at the Organic Theater Company in a production of Bleacher Bums.
It's got to kill you, doesn't it?
It is. But the things I do for my craft.
Big White Sox fan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotten rave reviews, the play has.
Yeah. It's a really cute, funny play, and it's not so much about the Cubs as about loyalty and optimism. And in that respect, I think Sox fans are more Cub fans than Cub fans, if you know what I mean. Huh?
Oh, like it.
Really well put right there.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah.
I think Southsiders ought to come out and see this show and not be psyched out by the fact that it's 2 blocks from Wrigley Field and it concerns the Cubs. I'm a South Sider. I'm playing, one of the central roles of the play. It's kosher. It's cool. Come on down.
How long are you?
Who knows? It's a ball game. The Cubs just might lose.
Ooh, is that possible?
You never know. It's a ball game.
Play. It's guaranteed.
It's a ball game.
3-1 pitch and Sachs to right field. Calderon puts it away. Sachs, who had singled his first time up, becomes the first out of the 3rd inning. George, your limited appearance for your engagement in this play in Bleacher Clubs. How long are you going to be in town?
Well, I hope to spend most of the summer up here. The Cheers is a prior commitment, and as soon as they call, I got to go back. But with any luck, I'll be able to spend most of the summer into August anyway.
Cheers still as much fun as when you started?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's it's great writers, great cast. We sit around and laugh all day. It's one of the great jobs of all time.
Love it. That one is fouled off. I can only think of 2 shows that have had that quality writing for those kind of series, and that's MASH and Cheers. Nothing that's even close.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that, but I'll second it.
Well, for the writers of it, it amazes me that writers are able to come up with that kind of material week after week after week.
They're very clever
to do those series shows like that and be successful.
They really work hard.
Good stuff. Polonia with a 1-strike count. 1 away. Sox are leading 3-1 here, and that's taken outside. How long does it take you to film a season's worth of Cheers? How many weeks is that?
It's about 8 months.
About 8 months.
Right. Ooh. And then I usually try to look for other work, and this year I went to, first I went to Oakland right as soon as we wrapped. I went up to Oakland and watched the Sox win 2 up there, and then I went to Russia to shoot a movie for the BBC called Oblomov, adaptation of a Russian novel. Then I came back and screwed up my knee and wound up in bleacher bums.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Line drive left center field. Danny Pasqua's not going to get that one. That one shoots the gap. Gallagher back to get it. Polonia on his way to second. It makes the big turn and will stop. As Manrique takes the relay throw, and Luis Polonia's got a 7-game hit streak as he doubles in the gap with 1 away here in the 3rd inning.
Tell you, Luis Polonia can hit. This little guy, the pitch is up and out over the plate, and he drills it in the gap. He lined out his first time. Danny Pasqua having no chance in the gap. Stand-up double for Polonia. 11th double on the season. He's a tough out. They're not missing Ricky Henderson that much in this lineup.
With Polonia hitting like that, and with Mattingly hitting the way he is, and an RBI chance. How come you got a cast on your leg, George?
I tore some ligaments. It's a very painful memory, but we can relive it. I think the fans would rather hear about my knee than
I do.
Watch Mattingly hit.
Watch Mattingly hit. Right, yeah.
It was
Pasqua had about 5 putouts prior to that, didn't he?
Yeah, 5 at least.
He had the first 5 outs of the game.
Yeah.
1-0 count. He did it playing basketball, by the way, so we don't want to leave you hanging.
Oh, right. All right. Back to my knee, right?
Back to your knee. Mattingly, 1-0 count on him. Polonia's got
that's why Rosenberg keeps looking back here. He's wondering about the knee story. Oh, no, maybe he's looking at Polonia. Okay.
I thought you were giving the signs down there. High in the sky. There's what Mattingly's done with runners in scoring position, and that's nothing new for Don Mattingly, who has been over the past 6 seasons, one of the best clutch hitters in the game. He finished at .298 last year in those situations, and he wants a timeout right here.
George, when you were a Sox fan growing up, what was the favorite team that you used to like to watch coming in? 27 Yankees?
That was the Yankees, because it was Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris, and I could think of a third one, I bet, if you gave me 20 minutes.
Yogi Berra.
All right, Yogi Berra. No, the Yankees were the guys to hate. Oh, no.
Mattingly's got it to right field. Calderon with a chance. No, he lost it in the lights. Polonia fell down. Now he's rounding third. He will score. Mattingly at first, and it's a 3-2 Sox lead. Calderon had it lined up, and it almost conked him. It was hit directly at him, but he just couldn't see it.
Well, this is a typical Don Mattingly line drive, and you can see it's a breaking ball that hangs about belt high, and this is what's usually going to happen with Mattingly. He's going to hit it hard. Calderon's right there, but as you said, Gary, it's in the lights, and that's going to go as a one-base error. Surprisingly, Mattingly is at first base. Polonia, after hesitatingly, scores from second, and it's a 3-2 ball game.
So Rosenberg could have, maybe should have had the second out of the inning right there, but instead Mattingly's on at first, and Balboni shoots it down to third. Martinez to second. Manrique, that's two. George Wendt, thank you very much. And
thank you.
Have a great time.
All right.
Great to have you. George Wendt from Cheers and in Bleacher Bums at the Organic Theater here in Chicago. We'll be back and check our scoreboard. Harold Baines leading it off for the Sox in the third inning, 3-2. The lead cut now to 1 run by the Yankees. Baines with 2 RBIs in the first inning. Takes that pitch down low for a ball. Harold Baines delivering the big 2 RBI single. And only a good outfield play kept it from being an extra base hit. Dave LaPointe retired the side in order then in the second. And the fans have been out here the last couple of days with the Harold Baines banners and signs. Pops that one up behind the plate slot. Not enough room. A couple of rows back. Fans making their feelings known as continued rumors about a possible deal regarding the Yankees. Everybody likes Harold Baines, even the Batman. Pretty good sign.
That's a great drawing there. Yeah.
Baines has a 1-2 count. 318 back in the top 10 for Harold. That one towards second base. Sachs over to get it. And makes the put up, 1 away. Steve Sachs not only good at the plate, but with that glove covering second. He and Randolph in that deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers, it's been for both ball clubs.
I'll take Sachs.
Oh, yeah, I'd take Sachs.
No question about it. I think Willie Randolph has done a nice job for the Dodgers. Of course, Yankees much more of an offensive force right now. Dodgers absolutely Zippo from an offensive standpoint. Sachs has a lot of years left, though.
A lot of years. Very talented ball player. Calderon flied out his first time up. He's batting .333 against the New York Yankees this season. Lenny Vaughn takes the pitch inside. Calderon .339 off left-handers, and he's picked up 3 of his home runs against the lefties. We'll bring you up to date on our scoreboard that we promised you at the top half of the 4th inning. Dave LaPointe got ready to go in a hurry here. That one fouled back. And he's ahead on the count, a ball and 2 strikes. This is the start of a long and important road trip, because they all are in the second half in particular. In that race the Yankees are in the Eastern Division. They've got 10 games on the road, starting with this ball game here tonight. Calderon takes it up high. They'll go to Texas and play 4 after this series of 3, and then move on to Cleveland for a 3-game series. The Yankees on the road this season are 21-23.
Well, that's not bad. They're just a little worse than what they've been playing at home. A couple games over 500. Ooh, there's that good changeup again.
LaPointe's really getting in a groove now. That's his second strikeout. 2 down.
I'll tell you what, he is very tough when he gets in that groove. There you see that changeup. He just holds it in the back of his hand like that. It's not really the circle change that Viola and some of the other guys throw. And there's a nice round of applause for the Pudge man.
Got it over with. His 2000th base hit. A single up the middle in the first inning. He's the 12th active player now with 2,000 career hits. And the 7th catcher ever to have 2,000 hits. And Pudge takes that pitch for a strike from LaPointe. 2 down here with the bases empty. Carlton Fisk joins Bill Buckner, Jim Rice, Dave Winfield, George Brett, Robin Yount, Dave Parker, Keith Hernandez, Dwight Evans, Darrell Evans, Ken Griffey, and Eddie Murray of active players with 2,000 hits. But remember, there have only been 173 ever. And that's not many. You consider everybody who's ever played Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and would you say 12 catchers?
7.
7 catchers. Whoa.
7 catchers, yeah. Ted Simmons, Joe Torre, Jim O'Rourke, Fred Tenney, Yogi Berra, and Johnny Bench. Pudge reaching for that one, cut off by Brookins. His throw, and Mattingly is able to haul it in. And that's 7 in a row now that LaPointe has retired since giving up 3 runs on 6 hits in that first inning. Sox lead it 3-2. These are not the old-timers. Roberto Kelly flying out to center his first time up. Kelly, Sachs, and Polonia. Number 9 hitter takes the breaking ball for a strike.
I was talking to John Stearns, the bullpen coach for the Yankees, before the game, and they think that this guy Roberto Kelly is going to be some kind of ball player. He's become a pretty good breaking ball hitter right now. Takes the ball outside, but early on it looked like he was just a dead fastball hitter. You can get him out with just spin the ball, but right now he has adapted and he has become some kind of stud number 9 hitter. Sure, he's probably the best in baseball.
Going to find many of his talent down there. He can whip the bat. He's got speed. Can deliver you a little bit of power.
I don't think he's going to be hitting there too many years.
No.
This might be it. I think that's a good move, though, by Dallas Green to keep him in that 9 spot, to kind of keep the pressure off him until he matures just a little bit mentally. You know, he's got the physical tools, certainly.
Comebacker Rosenberg knows he's got to hurry it and does to Mormon. Steve Rosenberg gets the out. Kelly's retired. He's 0 for 2, and there's 1 away here in the 5th.
That was a good pitch by Rosenberg. He turned over that breaking ball right there, the screwball, and got him a dangerous Roberto Kelly. Keep this guy off the base. There you see the excellent pitch down and away. Perfect location, great arm speed. Just a great all-around pitch by Rosenberg. 1 out.
Top of the order, and Steve Sachs up against Rosenberg, who has walked 1, struck out none. And giving up the 5 hits in the game. The Yankees scored on Barfield's leadoff homer in the 2nd inning, and then got another one in the 3rd on an error in that inning. It allowed the run to score, and that's taken for a strike. Sachs now is hit safely in 5 with that single in the 1st. His average now at .328. Puckett and Franco, the only 2 in the league who have a better batting average than does Steve Sachs.
.328 as he stands in. You know, he hit .330 1 year for the Dodgers, so that's not foreign ground for him.
To short, Ozzie Gee in the running throw, and Sachs is gone. 2 down.
Hey, Sox fans, Sky Suites are another great way to enjoy a White Sox game with a group of friends or clients. Single game suites are available and include 18 tickets, fabulous food and beverages, and parking passes. For more information, call the White Sox at 924-1000. And while we have a second, I'd like to say hi to all my friends at Bridgeport Travel who are listening today. Great White Sox fans, just down the street.
Free trip or what?
No.
No, oh, okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, later.
Free trip. Is that what you think of?
Luis Polonia. The last thing I want to do on a day off is travel, believe me. Polonia's hitting at .294. Looks a little different than he did when he was with the Oakland A's.
Yeah, the dreadlocks are gone.
Yeah. There's nothing hanging down the back of the helmet. I have a feeling that had something to do with the owner of the New York Yankees.
And maybe their skipper.
Yes.
He does look a lot different.
Polonia, since coming over to the Yankees, 20th game for him. He's hitting .308. He was batting .292. He's batting .292 overall coming into this game. So Polonia's done a good job since being acquired from the Oakland A's. 4 doubles, a home run, 13 RBIs with the Yankees. Allows Sachs to hit first and Polonia second. And he fouls that one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Not to take anything away from Ricky Henderson, but this kid's a good ball player. This kid's a terrific player, as a matter of fact, an offensive threat all the way. He's got some pop. He doesn't have home run power right now, but he's got extra base power. As you saw his last time up, he can hit the ball in the gap and scoot. Doubles and triples. Get on there for Mattingly. That's his job.
24 years old. Grounds at the first. Mormon will has an easy time of this one. Walks over to the bag in a good inning for Rosenberg. 3 ground balls in the 5th inning, and the Yankees are gone as the Sox leading it 3-2.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Chicago White Sox for the entertainment and non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without the express written consent of the Chicago White Sox and Sports Channel Chicago is prohibited.
John Wayne had a hurry on that one, didn't he? Ozzie Guillen leading it off as we go to the 5th inning. The White Sox got their 3 runs in the first. Gallagher singled. Manrique doubled. Baines had a 2 RBI single. And Martinez followed up in that inning later with another single and an RBI. All 3 runs, all 6 hits, and all the base runners were in the first. Nobody's been on since. Ian flied out his first time up. Dave LaPointe got out of that first inning on a ground ball double play. And after that, nobody's been on for the Sox here. And Guillen's going to make him throw a couple. 2 balls and 1 strike. 4-game win streak for the Sox. 6 in a row that they've won here at home. And he fed him the off-speed stuff, and it's fouled. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And both these pitchers have really benefited by that double play. LaPointe was really the most important. That first inning, I think if that ball that Mormon hit, which is hit very hard, gets through, he's out of the ball game. That's 5 runs, and the Sox are well on their way to a rout. But the big play was made, and he's really settled down.
Ozzie Guillen to left field. In close was Polonia, but he's got enough speed to back up and haul it in, and Guillen's out of there. 1 down. Look at the size of that glove. Looks like, look at that glove. Looks like he's wearing 2 gloves out there. I thought Brett Butler had a long fingered glove.
It looks like one of those highlight things, doesn't it?
The trough.
Whatever those things are.
Yeah, that's right. That's an enormous glove.
He's not a very big guy, so it looks bigger on him.
1 down. There is a limit, as you may know, on the length of leather you can have on gloves.
Is there?
Yeah, there is.
I know I've heard of the rule, but has it ever been enforced? I've never seen an umpire go out to an outfield and say, let me check your glove here, buddy.
If I saw that one, I might want to measure that glove.
Yeah.
That's the longest glove I've ever seen.
Yeah, check your gloves here, partner.
1 away. Gallagher hitting .293. Single in the first and struck out. Yeah, you see the length of that thing. That's a lot of leather.
Catch fish in that.
You got 4 or 5 balls in there, wouldn't even know it. Called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You know, that would really have its advantages, especially if you're making a tough play, reaching, diving for a ball. But if you're trying to make a throw, it's tough to get that ball out of there sometime.
Look at this.
Oh, luck. Well, Gallagher had the wrong spin on that one, didn't he?
How much does Dave Mattingly make?
Don Mattingly?
Don, I'm sorry.
How does he make? How much
does he make? What's he, $1 million?
$2 million? Oh, $2 million at least. Yeah.
Dave Gallagher and Don Mattingly tied now with 110 hits each.
See? Well, Mattingly has gotten, 200 hits a year for the last 5 years. Lou Gehrig type numbers, too, so.
Yep.
Maybe Dave would be very happy to
take a salary.
Paychecks, yeah. I'm sure.
Hey, put a couple of those years together. If Gallagher continued to play the way he is right now on a consistent basis, it's just that it's almost like nobody can believe it. Gallagher towards second. Sachs is there. And there are 2 down.
And Sports Channel would like to welcome its affiliate Continental Cablevision and their subscribers in Buffalo Grove and Hoffman Estates. Check it out. Here's a jam shot right here. LaPointe cut this fastball right on the hands of Gallagher. Dave's really mixing the ball up a little bit more, throwing a few more fastballs in quality locations like right there, in on the hands of the hitters.
Manrique rifles that one off. Look out. Into the crowd. Those sizzling line drives about 2 feet off the ground. Freddie batting at .305 as he stands in here with 2 down and nobody on. LaPointe trying to retire the side in order for the 4th consecutive inning. He's retired 12 in a row as he faces Manrique right here. 3-2. Sox leading. They've out hit the Yanks 6-5. Popped him up to second. 14 in a row retired. The Sox are gone 1-2-3 as Dave LaPointe marches through the middle of this ball game. Still a 1-run lead for the Sox. 3-2. Sox on top as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Interesting note, the Yankees had out today, as you see some of the folks on hand here at Comiskey Park. 48 years ago today, Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hit streak was ended at Cleveland's Municipal Stadium. Lou Boudreau made that fielding, the last fielding play that was the final out for Joe DiMaggio that ended that 56-game hit streak. Hit .408 during those 56 games. I believe that.
Yeah, and to me, that's still the most amazing record in baseball.
That's unbelievable.
For a season. That's tough.
What consistency. Woo. Joe D. And here's Mattingly, who takes the pitch for a strike.
Our very close personal friend, Joe D.
Yes.
And what did he do during his career? He struck out less times than he hit home runs, wasn't it?
He struck out, I think it was more, but if I remember the number, it was 8. He had 8 more strikeouts than he had home runs. Now think about that. And that's unbelievable. Anyone would have done that.
Yeah.
You talk about a contact hitter.
With power.
With power.
Right-hander in Yankee Stadium. He lost a few homers there, too.
Mattingly puts this one in the gap to left center. Danny Pasqua's going to get there. Oh, my. Mattingly's 0 for 3 as Danny continues his busy night in left.
Yeah, he's 0 for 3 all right with 3 frozen ropes. I'll tell you, that guy can really hit. When he is in a groove as he is right now, it really doesn't matter. He's just going to hit the ball hard 4 times. Sometimes he's going to go 4 for 4, sometimes 3 for 4, sometimes 0 for 4. But he is just going to nail it every time up there.
Steve Balboni. That's 6 putouts now for Danny Pasqua in left field. The major league record for a left fielder putouts in a game is 11.
And who has it?
I don't know.
It's Willie Horton, isn't it?
Is it Willie Horton?
I think I saw that someplace. Why would it be Willie Horton?
Well, it always would be. So, in those kind of statistics, it's always some strange situation.
Yeah, they were looking for Willie, I think, when he was out there.
Trying to hit the ball to him.
He's not here tonight, is he?
He will be tomorrow. Balboni takes it down low. The 32-year-old designated hitter. Hit into a double play his last time up, flied to left. Of course, his first time up.
Because I've been beat up by guys a lot smaller than Willie Horton.
Make sure they're slow. Swung on and missed. And there's the big Balboni cut. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He takes a rip, doesn't he? He's become a pretty good hitter, too. He's more of a contact guy. He's hitting .251 on the year, but his strikeouts are way down from what they were. He was right there with guys like Deere, 1 out of every 3 times at bat.
Yep.
Inky. He's cut that down.
Check swing on that one. Over by Dallas Green in the Yankee dugout.
36 strikeouts, 165 at bats. What is that? About 1 every 4.5 times at a plate, which is not that bad for him. And he's a power guy. Good offensive numbers, 11 homers and 35 RBIs in a limited duty against lefties.
He's paid to hit home runs. And takes that one outside. He had a home run off Don Paul earlier this season. The Yankees lead the season series 6-3. Coming into the final 3 games that these teams will play this season. This is the last time the Sox play the Yankees this year. Fouled off again by Balboni. Here at Chicago in the 3 previous games that were played here, the Yankees won 7-5 and 5-2. Behind Eric King, the White Sox had a 6-2 win. Last meeting between these 2 clubs was a 10-7 victory on June 22nd at Yankee Stadium by the Yankees. 2-2 count, 1 away. Balboni under it, left center field, Gallagher. Had to push Pasco off. You wanted to make sure Danny didn't get over. Danny's used to catching them all. Stay away now. This one's mine.
Now Danny may be thinking about that record right now.
I'm sure Danny would just as soon have somebody else make a couple of catches. 2 away. Chicago Baseball Cancer Charities Women's Board will present an evening of stars, a night at the races Saturday. July 29, Sportsman's Park. It benefits the cancer research and treatment programs at Northwestern Memorial. Starts at 7, will go to midnight. Many Chicago sports celebrities and their wives will be on hand. It is dinner, dancing, and at the track. For information, call 908-2033. Jesse Barfield with a home run in this game off Rosenberg. Takes the pitch down low for a ball. For that home run that he picked up, number 16, he's now 8th. There you see the leaders, Deere, then Jackson and McGriff. Inside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Barfield certainly adding to the numbers. 2 down, nobody on here, and he's 2 for 2 with a home run and a single there tonight. He has not hit particularly well against the Sox this season. 5 hits in 22 times up, but he's doing all right here tonight. And Rosenberg, this is down low with that one. 3 balls and no strikes. Barfield solidifying the outfield with Polonia, Kelly, and Barfield now the outfield for the Yankees. And Rosenberg misses and walks him on 4 straight. 2 walks for Rosenberg, and Barfield's on for the 3rd time. And not what Rosenberg had in mind. And Sammy Ellis on the phone here as we are in the 6th inning. Speaking of being on the phone, do you have a number? Let me call, please. Here's Brookins, and he takes the pitch for a strike. Tom Brookins coming over from the Detroit Tigers. Charlie Hudson, pitcher involved in that deal that brought the veteran Brookins to play at 3rd base. Pagliarulo has really struggled the first half of the season for the Yankees at 3rd. Injury problems for him and never got the bat going. That's been tough for him. So Hillegas in the pen for the Sox. Oh, 1 delivery is grounded to 3rd foul. Martinez diving for it, but it was in foul territory. Beautiful night here at Comiskey Park, and there's the big moon. The celebrations going on here for the first lunar landing of the U.S. all this month.
Where were you?
I wasn't up there.
You were there? I was in Bakersfield, California.
I was in Orono, Maine. Remember? Ah, yes, I remember it well. It was at 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, or 3:30 or something like that, when he took the first step on the moon. As I remember, I had to set the alarm clock and get up about 1.
Check him out.
There he goes. He's picked him off. Norman the throw into left field. Barfield will stay at 2nd base with Pasqua over. He had him. Had a caught stealing right there, but Mormon threw it wide of Ozzie Guillen. It'll be an error on the first baseman.
Well, let's see what the ruling is. They may give him a stolen base. There you see Jesse was going on the first move. First move Rosenberg makes. He was gone, but Ozzie's a little bit late. He's a little late covering 2nd base. Mormon did not have a real good target to aim at. And what Russ has to do is kind of charge that ball, come off the base, come towards the pitcher, get the throw, and that way he'll stay out of the line of the runner as well, make a better throw to 2nd base. He didn't do that. He kind of stayed back.
Error charged to him. 2 in the game on the Sox now, and they have their 95th error, most in the league now. And it's up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So a Brookins opportunity here to get the tying run in. Sox lead at 3-2, 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning.
But is that the scorer's decision right there? Mm-hmm. Whether or not it's a stolen base? I guess so.
Yes,
He gave an error.
Yeah. 1-2 is grounded to short. Ozzie Guillen's got this one, and that'll do it. So Rosenberg hangs tough. No runs, no hits, an error. Base runner left on in scoring position. The Yankees have left 4. The Sox just 2. Sox lead at 3-2. All right, now as he stands in. And LaPointe misses up high for a ball. Glenn Davis of Houston and outfielder Brad Kominsk of the Indians were named baseball's players of the week today. Baines to second base. Steve Sachs. Mattingly. Baines 1 for 3. Another final score for you. The Expos have beaten the Braves by a score of 5-2. Montreal Expos continue hot. Nelson Santaveña's solo home run drove in 2. Pascual Perez, Melito's brother, allowed just 5 hits, struck out 6 over 8 innings. He got the victory his 5th and also singled in a run. Tommy Gregg had a 2-run homer in that one for the Braves. Calderon. 1 down.
This guy can bring it right here, Eric Plunk.
Homer Oakland A.
He was clocked. That Eric Plunk is clocked about 95 miles an hour with that good fastball of his.
Calderon, a towering pop-up behind second base. Sachs is in charge in the infield. Generally, the shortstop would be in charge, but Sachs, because of his experience and who he is, really controls around second base. He decides what's going to happen when, and he'll call the shortstop off.
Now, Sachs has got great leadership qualities, and he's really taking charge in that Yankee infield on the right side. Great right side of the infield with him and Mattingly. Here's Pudge again.
Picked up his 2000th hit in the first inning on a ground ball single. 1 for 2 on the night. Pudge has had 5 hits this season against the Yankees as he's 5 for 10. And he hits this one to left center field. Roberto Kelly will not catch up to that one. That'll roll all the way to the 409 mark. Carlton Fisk is into second base. Let's start it all over again. 2001.
You can write a movie about that one. Here it is. Roberto Kelly took about 2 steps in. This ball's hit like a rocket. Hung this changeup right here, and Kelly took a couple steps in, as you can see, got the bad angle. Ball hit hard, and Carlton Fisk, his 10th double on the season, and as Gary said, the 2001st of his great career. An odyssey.
An odyssey, yes. And for that, they will walk Martinez to get to the left-hander, Danny Pascual.
It's going to only be the first walk by LaPointe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This may be the first intentional pass Martinez has picked up.
Well, he's a tough out. He got a base hit to drive and run in the first inning. 1 for 2 with an RBI, so they're going to take their chances with the left-handed fastball. Though left-handers coming into this ball game hitting .319 against Dave LaPointe. So they have done a pretty good number on him, and I have always felt that if you put left-handed hitters in the lineup against Dave, you might have better success, because that changeup of his is coming right into the swing of the lefty. He doesn't really have a pitch that will make a left-hander bail. You know, that real good hard slider, say like Fossas from Milwaukee, the greatest left-hander that ever lived.
You better believe it. He got your foot in the dugout on that guy, boy. He's wheeling from first base when he throws.
If you're left-handed.
Danny Pasqua hitting .241 off the lefty starting the night. Runners at first and second, 2 down. And Pasqua takes it up high for a ball. There's a big point in the game right now for both these guys, Pasqua and Dave LaPointe. Chance for the White Sox to get on the board. They've got 7 hits now, but all 3 of their runs came in the first inning. And until that double by Fisk, they had not had a base runner on since the first. Pasqua looking for the RBI now, and he takes it inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, this is about 6th inning. 6th, 7th inning is usually the time that Dave LaPointe starts to lose a little bit. Fastball doesn't have quite the zip on it, and his changeup gets up a little bit.
He retired 15 in a row prior to that double by Fisk. So if the scenario holds true for him, he's right at that point in the game.
Yeah, he's been a great 6th, 7th inning pitcher throughout his entire career with the Giants, Cardinals, Milwaukee, White Sox, Pittsburgh, wherever. About the 7th inning.
Laid that off-speed pitch on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. This is the longest outing that Dave LaPointe has had since June 18th, when he worked 8 innings in a loss against the Rangers. Remember, he just came off the 15-day DL today. Pasqua to right field, a base hit. Carlton Fisk making the turn. Barfield's got the throw to the plate. Slots there. He didn't get him. Throw down to second base is dropped. Martinez stays at third. And it's a 4-2 Sox lead. RBI, Danny Pasqua.
Well, as we were talking about, left-handers have had a lot of success against Dave LaPointe because of the fact that he can't come down and away on a tough left-handed hitter like Pasqua. Check out the pitch. It's a fastball pretty much right down the middle, and Danny finds the hole between Mattingly and Sachs. And watch this throw by Barfield. If it's anywhere near the plate, he's going to get Fisk, but it's up the line, and Slot can't get him, and a great slide by Carlton Fisk. He did the boogaloo coming around there, didn't he? Look at him. All the way in the air, just misses him. Good call by the umpire.
Slot had no argument either. Another intentional walk. Remember, this was set up with the intentional pass to Martinez to get to Danny Pasqua. Danny delivers the RBI single, and now with the left-hander Guillen waiting on deck, Russ Moorman is going to draw an intentional pass to load the bases. Both walks given up by LaPointe have been of the intentional variety. And there's ball 4, so the bases are loaded for Guillen. And there's Dallas Green. Concerned now, 4-2 Sox leading. And LaPointe, 8 hits off him, along with the 4 runs. Jesse Barfield, by the way, that play to the plate, that's the leading assist man in the American League in the outfield. He's got 16 assists this season. So Fisk was trying to score on one of the tough arms in right field.
Yeah, the throw being just up the line really allowed Carlton to get around that tag by Slot. If that's on the plate, we may have seen a pretty good collision. How about those games Slot was playing against the Red Sox over the weekend at Fenway? My goodness, every other inning he was getting knocked down.
Yeah. Everything was at the plate.
Yeah.
Guillen went after it. Strike 1. Ken Kaiser at third didn't need the help on that one. The home plate umpire, Larry Young, decided. 0-1 count. Guillen hitting at .253. A couple of fly ball outs here in this game. He's got an 8-game hit streak, and he has been hot. 15 hits in his last 31 at-bats. Bases loaded for him, and he's behind on the count, 2 strikes. 1 run in. That one to right field. Barfield has got it, and the strategy works that time. But the Sox pick up 1 run, 2 hits, leave the bases loaded. 6 complete at Comiskey Park, 4-2 Sox. Sox after a 5-game win streak here, and they've got a 4-2 lead as we go to the 7th inning. Rosenberg will be facing Slot, Espinosa, and Kelly. A couple of notes today in baseball. The Angels had Kirk McCaskill sent back home yesterday to examine an elbow that's been bothering him, his pitching elbow. They said at the hospital, determined it was just a tired arm, was the word, and that he will miss his next start. So obviously they diagnosed nothing, but McCaskill's not going to be in there. Our guy Jay Aldridge, who pitched for the Brewers yesterday, got sent down today. Tom Filer got called up.
Where'd he go, to the Green Bay Packers?
That's the
Filer, he's the guy. Boy, he has spent some time in the minor leagues.
He has. Aldridge back down to Denver. He'll have trouble breathing there. That one is fouled off the right field line. Strike 1.
There's enough air up there for big man. I'll take him. That average weight of the Brewers went down considerably.
The front line's not so big anymore.
Yeah, that front line is not. Have to do with those Colorado Buffalo up there.
Don Slot, who's hitting .280 against Rosenberg, who's gone the distance for the Sox, looking for his 3rd win, and Slot fouls it back.
Another move too, Gary, was made yesterday by the Dodgers. They released former Sox pitcher Rick Horton, left-hander, put on waivers yesterday for the purpose, I guess, of giving him his unconditional release. Oh boy.
Called up that youngster who came up and appeared, Martinez? I can't remember his name now.
Pardon, what was
The young pitcher the Dodgers called up to take his place.
Ramon Martinez pitching tonight. He pitched once this year, shut out Atlanta 1-0. They sent him to the minor leagues.
Didn't have any place for him on the roster.
Yeah.
They've got room now.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I fail to think that the Dodgers were that strong where they keep that talented a kid in the minor leagues.
Wouldn't be that if he played so many days he'd be open for arbitration in 2 or 3 years.
Oh,
no, wouldn't do that. That one is bounced back, and the count is 1 ball and 2, not just 2 strikes. So that caught the end of the bat. That arbitration thing does affect decisions on the roster. Clubs will hold a guy out a little longer than they would otherwise, just so he has to go another year to get his major league playing time in order to go to arbitration.
That's true. You get him for 4 years instead of 3.
Yeah.
Actually, it's smart baseball.
Yeah. Well, it's smart management, I guess.
Yes.
Here's the 2-strike pitch again, and that's inside. Slot wanted to take a hit batter on that one and didn't get it. I think the count's really 2-2 here, even though the board says 1-2. That last pitch, one before it, did not hit the bat. It's a 2-2 count. Slot wants to get on any way he can right here. 2-2 to the leadoff batter. Get into a double play and fly it out. And Rosenberg misses up high now, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. White Sox joined the ranks of those signing football players today. 3-2 pitch. Rosenberg got it in the strike zone. Gallagher's got it in the glove. Slot's retired, 1 away. Larry Himes, the GM of the White Sox. The announcement, there he is right there on the right. Announcement today, the Sox have signed Hartley Dykes, a first-round pick of the New England Patriots. 6'4", he's a left-hander. He'll work out with Sarasota. He was the 54th selection in the '88 amateur draft in June. And obviously, he is a football player, and he's been having trouble negotiating with the New England Patriots. So they signed him.
Beef up our line a little bit.
Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, Bobby Joe Edmonds, and now Dykes, the 4th, trying to go both ways with it. And that's a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, Bobby Joe Edmonds, pretty good football player too, for the Seattle Seahawks, right? He's the guy that runs back, kicks.
That's him.
Wide receiver. He's a good one. I don't know how well he can hit. Or
fouled off by Espinoza. Dykes had not been playing a lot of baseball. He last played as a junior at Oklahoma State. It's been a couple years for him since he played. So that'll be interesting. Keep the name in mind. Hartley Dykes. It's Hartley Dykes, actually, but he's referred to as Hartley Dykes. 2-strike count on Espinoza, the shortstop, hitting .267, and the breaking ball is fouled off.
And the 4th in a series of 6 Coca-Cola Chi Sox luncheons will take place on Tuesday, the 18th of July. That's tomorrow at Ditka, starting at 11:30 a.m. This luncheon will feature Harold Baines and Ozzie Guillen, and yours truly will be there. Co-sponsored by the Chicago Sun-Times. Call the White Sox for 924-1000 because there's our seats available, I'm sure.
Can I just follow you there tonight? Wait with
Please.
you. 2-strike pitches up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Mike glad that's the last time we're saying that.
We've had more fun with that than, well, I've had more fun with it.
We had a lot of fun.
Had a lot of fun with that. Rosenberg, 1-2 delivery, and Espinoza puts it to center field. Dave Gallagher is there. He's got it. And Rosenberg's got 2 away here in the 7th inning.
Good pitch there by Rosie. Turned that screwball over just enough for Espinoza. Get that front foot out. Get the bat way out in front, that is, and hit it on the end right to Dave Gallagher. So there's 2 outs. You know, I keep looking back at that 4th inning where Martinez made that great play. You know, Rosenberg may not have lasted this long had Carlos not come up with the big play. Turn 2, got him out of that inning, and he's been rolling since then.
Absolutely. He may have been out, as you said before, right there in that inning. Rosenberg with 2 down, and the number 9 hitter Roberto Kelly, who's 0 for 2. Started the night hitting .407 against the Sox with 1 home run. These teams really, as we said, have mashed one another at the plate, but the pitchers, LaPointe and Rosenberg, in this game after a couple of shaky innings of getting it under control. 8 hits for the Sox, 5 for New York. Jeff Torborg's team looking for win number 5 in a row here, and their 37th of the season. The Yankees 6 games out, won against Kansas City 10-1 in their ball game yesterday. Had a 3-2 homestand, and now start a 10-game road trip.
It just looks good in all those clothes, doesn't he?
Slimmer, swung on and fouled back.
What did you say he's wearing now?
He's got on a
rubber jacket.
No, wait, underneath. See that long baseball jersey is from the California Angels when he was there. I mean, there's nothing left except sleeves.
Okay.
There's nothing left on that thing underneath. And then he's got a T-shirt given to him by one of the security guards in the bullpen, police department, Chicago Police Department, and then a rubber jacket on top of those two. That's what's sticking up above the white there around the neck.
Perfect for an 80-degree night.
Yes, which is what he said, but he said, I'm not taking it off. I'm not superstitious. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We haven't showed you the other one yet. We'll try and get a shot here. There's also a baseball being used between innings. It's being thrown around the infield by Russ Moorman, and it's a colored baseball that they're using. It's their victory streak ball for between innings. We'll get a shot of that, show it to you. And he got him, and he knew it. Kelly is called out on strikes. That is the first strikeout for Rosenberg in the game. He sets the Yankees down in order. 7th inning stretch time at Comiskey Park. Back here live at Comiskey Park, a new pitcher now as Eric Plunk is on.
He's a fastball pitcher. Fastball curveball. Eric Plunk, 4-1, 1.81 ERA on the year in 31 ball games. He's got great stuff. 1 save, 44 2/3 innings. Look at this, only 27 hits. He can walk you though, and strike you out as well. 39 strikeouts.
They'll face the leadoff batter, Dave Gallagher, here to start it out. Plunk, 25 years old. Against Galley, who's 1 for 3. Single in the first inning and scored one of the 4 runs. 3 of those came in the first, and that's taken for a strike. With a right-hander on now, Steve Lyons has come out on deck to pinch hit for Manrique here in the 7th inning. And Gallagher takes the slider outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, Eric Plunk has got a great fastball. Shows that really tough to get around on it. The American League hitters hitting only 176 against Plunk. He'll generally come with that real good fastball, about 90 to 95 miles an hour. Change up with a curveball.
Plunk misses on that, and the count is 3-1 on Gallagher. Got a new co-leader in home runs now in the American League as Fred McGriff has picked up his 22nd home run. There's Rags in the bullpen for the Yankees. So McGriff is tied with Rob Deere. Each of them have 22. McGriff's got the bat booming, and he's doing it in the Sky Dome, where they said the ball was not carrying over though. Gallagher's got a leadoff walk.
Now, was that Sky Dome built at sea level, Gary,
That's
or
a
is
good
it
question.
a little bit
It's
down?
a little bit
I think
down.
it's down. I would think down.
I think they dug in.
And it's just like Houston. The Astrodome, the ball does not carry at all in the Astrodome, mainly because it's below sea level.
Yep. And they say it doesn't matter. In fact, it carries less when it's open than when it's closed in that Sky Dome, at least for the first couple of weeks, because talking with the Blue Jays players and in fact Aceto Gaston after they had their first homestand there. It was just the first homestand, and they just felt it carried better when it was closed than when it was open, which is kind of ironic.
Yeah.
But you get wind currents from, so there's the balk. That may be, let's see who he called it on. First base umpire made the call. Now the question is it on the pitcher or the first baseman? The Mattingly was off the bag and coming in looking for the bunt, and there is such a thing as a balk that's called because the first baseman takes the throw after he started down the line. Did Mattingly do that here?
Oh, yeah.
I think he did.
I was looking at Mattingly right there. I didn't check out Plunk's move if he had started home or not. Regardless, he's on second base. Lyons still the hitter, and he's got a chance to get him over the third with less than 2 outs for Harold.
4-2 lead for the Sox here in the 7th. The reason they call that balk is they feel it's unfair to the base runner, which is what a balk's all about anyway. If the first baseman is coming down the line and then comes back to take the throw at first, and when you do that, it is a balk call if you take that throw at first base after you've started in. It's rarely called, but that's one of those occasions where it looked like Mattingly had made the break to the plate. You can't deke a base runner is what they're saying. You can't charge in and then charge back and take a throw.
If that's the case, I think that's the first one I've ever seen called.
Had a number of those in '86 against Mattingly's charging in here. Keith Hernandez and Whitey Herzog get into a spitting contest all of 1 year about that because Hernandez was coming down the line to play bunts and then backing up to take the throw, and Herzog pointed the rule out to the umpires and they had to call it. And all year long when St. Louis and the Mets played, they went back and forth on that rule, and it was called about 4 times against Hernandez for doing them. Usually unless somebody points it out, you won't call it.
That's Whitey. He's the guy that started that balk call a couple of years ago.
Steve Lyons.
So Whitey just doesn't sit back there and chew tobacco during those games.
Doesn't miss much. Espinosa moving in behind the base runner. Lyons squares. It's outside and high. Mattingly's another one of these guys who can make this big play right here. His charge is straight down and over. He'll try and pick that ball up and make the play to third base. He'll get in front of the pitcher, in fact. He's in and over. If you're going to bunt by him, you got to bunt right down the line at first base in order to get it by him.
And make him backhand the ball, too.
Lyons isn't bunting. Barfield in right. Tagging up at second is Gallagher. Barfield comes in on the ball, and with that arm, Gallagher's going nowhere. That's why he's got 16 assists leading the league in right. Gallagher just smiles at Sachs and says, no, I wasn't going.
Tell you what, that ball's hit pretty deep. Lyons actually did a pretty good job of pulling the ball, but now the wind is coming into play right here. There's Jesse. He didn't really get that ball in good, strong throwing position because he caught it over his left shoulder, but when you got a gun like that, you don't have to. It looked like the ball came back on him. He was moving forward, which is the one positive thing that the outfielders have to do. They want to move as much forward as possible, get that momentum going so it's an easier throw. Harold's not going to hit.
We'll take the bat out of Bain's hand right here. This is the third intentional walk of this game directed by Dallas Green, the Yankee skipper. One of them backfired as Danny Pasqua came up after Martinez drew the intentional pass in the 6th inning, and Pasqua delivered an RBI single. It did work when they walked Mormon to load the bases and Guillen flied out to end that 6th inning. Now we'll see what happens here with Baines taking the walk for Calderon. In Philadelphia's 4-1 win over Cincinnati, Ken Howell won it over Ron Robinson. Roger McDowell had to save his 9th. No home runs in that game. Detroit beating Oakland by a score of 2-1. Mike Henneman over Gene Nelson. Chet Lemon's run-scoring single, 1 out, bottom of the 9th, scoring Lou Whitaker. That was the winning run for the Tigers.
Well, how about that? The Tigers in last place in the East, making it tough on the Western Division. Oakland, which is definitely a team to contend with, and the Sox kind of making things tough in the East.
They'll have more chance to do that here. They got 3 games against the Yankees and then 3 games against Boston over the weekend at Fenway Park. Calderon 2 on, and Yvonne takes it up high, ball 1. Calderon's 0 for 3, hitting .272. Eric Plunk on in relief here in the 7th inning for Dave LaPointe, who worked 6 innings, 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for LaPointe. 2 on to the Sox. 1-1.
Ooh, there's a pretty good swing by Calderon. Right on that fastball, a little bit lower, and Yvonne probably would have drilled it. But Plunk has got such great life on that pitch, especially up. You really got to take, when you see Plunk's fastball belt high or above, you got to take it.
Keep on rolling. 4 wins in a row for the Baltimore Orioles. Missed inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. With that victory, the Orioles have won their 52nd game. San Francisco's got the best winning percentage and the most wins. They've won 54. California's won 53. Montreal's won 53, and the Orioles have now won 52. Missed inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. And Pudge is on deck.
Dun, 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 dun. Plot thickens here. There's Billy Connors, pitching coach, Dallas Green on the left. And Charlie Fox, another former manager on the Yankee coaching staff. Who throws batting practice there?
A lot of people. Frank does. 3-1 pitch. That's towards the middle. That's a base hit. On the fly, Dave Gallagher will score from second base. And Ivan Calderon makes the strategy backfire again. RBI single. And the Sox have their 9th hit and a 5-2 lead.
Calderon gets his 49th RBI on the season. It's a good fastball by Plunk. It's in on the hands. Good movement right there, but Ivan is so strong he fights it off up the middle. Base hit. Gallagher scores easily. Harold holds up at second, and Fisk the hitter now. 1 out. Sox lead 5-2.
Dave Gallagher continuing to score. A couple of runs for Galley now. That's 55, a team leading number in runs scored. And Baines and Calderon continue to battle for the RBI lead. Fisk.
Oh, look out.
Oh. He got his 2000th hit. A single in the first and then delivered a double in the 6th. Talking to Slot, the Yankee catcher.
Good matchup here for Carlton Fisk. He's still a good fastball hitter. He's going to be sitting on that dead red Plunk. You know, he beat Plunk last year in the 11th inning here at Comiskey Park. On a fastball, bottom of the 11th inning, score tied. Great fastball hitter, great fastball pitcher. The hitter won that time.
Staying inside on him, misses down low. 2 balls and no strikes on Pudge. Fisk now hitting at 306. And he's got 2 base runners on. Baines at second and Calderon at first. Didn't take Pudge long to get it going after he came off the disabled list. Started hitting right away and hasn't stopped, and he drills that one to left field. Base hit. Harold Baines the turn. Polonia's throw cut off. They go to third. Calderon falls and is safe. Now out. He didn't get on the bag to stay. He started to slide, stopped, then went around the bag, got it, was safe, came off it, and was out. RBI single for Fisk, 6-2 Sox.
Well, it's a good fastball. It's up and in, and Pudge gets the head of the bat out, and he nails it. Polonia with not a good throwing arm in left field, and that's why Baines can score with relative ease here. Ball thrown very short, and here you can see Espinoza can't find the handle, but he does at the end, and they call Calderon out. Check it out again. He drops it. Ball falls in front of him. Ivan makes the desperation move to get there, but he is out of there. 2 outs now, but a run score, 6-2 White Sox.
Baines came across the score on that. What a night for Fisk. 3 hits for him, an RBI and a run scored as Martinez goes after the high pitch, strike 1. 10 hits for the Sox in the game now. 2 runs in here in the 7th inning, and they have a 6-2 lead. It was quite the play at third base. They were staring each other down for a second. Calderon and Espinoza. Oh, Slot got fooled on that one. Slot was coming up to make that catch, and he's going to go out and say, wait a minute. Let's get together on this.
Well, let's check it out. Slot was definitely thinking. Now that's got to make a blooper film. That has got. Talk about a decoy. What was the call of the pitch? I don't even remember.
It had to be a fastball because
well, he thought it was a fastball and that turned into a breaking ball. Watch Slots. Looks like he's up. He's playing leapfrog. Look at the umpire. He never moved.
That's one of the best moves I've ever seen.
Yeah.
1-1 count. Slot had to protect myself on that one. 2 down. Fisk at first base. Martinez has a base hit. Straight up the middle. And so Martinez with 2 hits, and he's on for the 3rd time. He also drew an intentional walk. And the Sox pounding it out against Eric Plunk here. Now have picked up 11 hits. And have 2 on for Danny Pascal.
Some balls hit hard this inning off Eric Plunk. You don't see that very often. He came in here with a 176 composite batting average against him. American League hitters had not solved Eric Plunk until right now, and Danny Pasqua's having a good night with 2 hits and an RBI.
Last time up, he had the RBI in his single. He's hitting 257, and he takes the fastball down low. So a big offensive night here for the White Sox, who have a very strong chance of moving into first place in the American League team batting average here, as they've got that tied for third with a 270 mark, but just 2 points behind the Yankees. And that pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, they're definitely swinging the bats tonight. Those guys did not want to come in here with the team playing well. You'd much rather catch a team when they're down. Sox are feeling good about themselves. They feel like they can really mess things up this second half for a lot of teams and improve their chances.
Pasqua fouls it back. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Somebody obviously couldn't make the play.
No, and got roundly booed for it. There's Fisk on at second base, and
That's
Martinez at first.
Good crowd here tonight. You know, I really enjoy that when they boo one another like that.
And have a little fun at the ballpark. 18,070 the attendance tonight. Yankees still a draw, and the Sox winning 4 in a row haven't hurt themselves here.
No.
Some of the folks out see the White Sox playing some very solid baseball. It's not just 4 wins, they're very solid games. Pasqua fooled as he took something off it, but it was down low, and the count's 3 balls and 1 strike. Plunk struggling a little bit here. He can't stay ahead of the hitters.
He's definitely struggling, giving up 2 runs already this inning, and a lot of balls hit hard.
Started this inning off with that walk to Gallagher. 3-1, 3-2.
Okay, runners will be going. Carlton Fisk has spent a lot of times on the base path tonight. He'll be on his way from second. Martinez from first.
3-2 count, 2 away. 7th inning, 2 runs in for the Sox. Pasqua looking for more. Plunk will wheel. Espinosa had moved in, but had already moved away at second. Just trying to hold Fisk a step or 2 closer than he might otherwise do, in case there's a base hit and they try and make a play. Here's the 3-2. Runners off. He got him. Off-speed breaking ball. Danny Pasqua becomes the strikeout victim, the first for Plunk. But the Sox will add 2 more runs to the board, doing it on 3 hits. They leave a couple on. 7 complete at Comiskey Park. Berg has gone deeper into this game than he's ever gone before. No man. The Odyssey continued.
Yes.
This is the longest performance for Rosenberg, and a very effective one, and he had to settle in. He struggled a bit early. And he knows what's on the line here, because somebody's got to come out of this starting rotation for Eric King.
And he doesn't want to be the guy. There's no doubt about that. So Rosie working into the 8th. Keeps on rolling. Have you projected yet when Carlton Fisk will get his 3,000th hit? Have you worked on that?
I haven't done that yet, no. Yeah, just give me a moment. Between innings, I'll calculate that. We'll call the Elias Sports Bureau. They've probably done it. Sachs had a single in the first inning. Is hit safely in 5. Batting .327. Top of the order here against Rosenberg. Polonia and Mattingly will follow. And the breaking ball misses down low. Ball 1. Mentioned how he'd moved into the leadoff spot and has done the job for them. This is the 19th game with Polonia coming over. Polonia bats second. Sachs moved from the second spot to the leadoff spot. And he has hit .407 and scored 11 runs in the previous 18 games in that leadoff position. That's pretty strong numbers. 1-1 pitch to him. In the kitchen a little, and he fouls it off down the left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yankees have some interesting numbers offensively. We've mentioned how their first .319 batting average, but they are 6th in runs, and they are way up there, second only to Boston in the most left on base. So they've not generated the runs that should have come with the average and hits that they've picked up, and they're 3rd in homers. So with the long ball working for them. The Twins pick up their 3rd straight win at home tonight, doing it against the Cleveland Indians. 5-2. Juan Berenguer won it in relief, 6-3. Jeff Reardon his 16th save. Sachs pops it up to shallow center. Gallagher. And Sachs is retired. Leadoff man down here in the 8th inning. Loss went to Doug Jones of Cleveland in relief. Kent Herbeck a home run for Minnesota, his 11th. Berenguer pitched 5 innings of scoreless relief, giving up just 2 hits. And the Twins win 5-2. Louis Polonia. Gallagher's catching up now with Pasqua in left field. Pasqua had all those early putouts. He still has 6 in the game. Gallagher's now up there, so he's got 5. So Rosenberg has had fly balls left and center. Polonia successfully continuing his streak. A double in the 3rd inning, 1 for 3. Has hit safely in 7 and has upped his average now to 293. That one towards the middle. He's got another base hit. Polonia on at first as the Yankees get their 6th hit of the ball game. A 1-out single by Polonia, and it'll bring up Don Mattingly. The White Sox hoping to keep their post All-Star winning record alive as they continue their homestand against these Yankees right here tomorrow night. We'll have it for you on Sports Channel 730, live baseball action from Comiskey Park. Jerry Royce and Andy Hawkins are the scheduled starters for tomorrow night's game.
Hawkins has been on a roll. Been pitching very well for these Yankees.
Mattingly with a strike on the inside corner. 0 for 3, did reach on an error in the 3rd. His average now at 310. The Yankees star back to the old stance.
Yes, sir. Boy, the beginning of the year, Donnie was so far off the plate, and his strength is on the inner half of the plate. I mean, his best strength. He can still hit the ball when he gets his arms extended out over the plate, hit line drives to the opposite field, but inside he is just murder.
Makes it outside. Again, Mattingly's up there among the toughest to strike out. That's consistent for him as well. He's only struck out once every 29 at-bats. Patterson, the left-hander, Hillegas, the right-hander for the Sox. 1 down here, 2-1 count on Mattingly. Polonia at first base. And Mattingly goes to left with it. Danny Pasqua's there. And there's his 7th put out. So he gets Mattingly, and Mattingly's 0 for 4. Rosenberg has done the number on a very tough hitter tonight. Even though he's hit the ball hard, he's hit it at somebody. 2 down. Bye-bye Balboni. 0 for 3 tonight. Designated hitter, batting at 250. Home runs, 35 RBIs. And the throw over to Holden. There it is. Flash Gordon, first major league start. He won it. The Royals beat the Brewers 3-2. Brett had his 7th home run for KC in that game. And Montgomery came on to help out and get a save. With Gordon starting, I guess Montgomery moves into a closer situation. And Tom Filer started the game for the Brewers, just called up today and lost 0-1.
He probably pitched pretty well, though, so he might not be on that Denver shuttle. Boy, I'll tell you, guys, nowadays, I don't know if they're being rushed to the major leagues or what, but it's like they're in a yo-yo, back and forth, all over baseball. These guys maybe don't belong at the beginning, and they're constantly being shuffled back and forth. I don't know how good that's going to be for some of these guys' careers.
How much that has to do with a 24-man roster, and whether or not there'd be less of that if you had that extra man on the roster. Make any difference?
Well, it could if the guys you're talking about have the little minor injuries. I think that could have an effect on it. A guy can't play for a day or two. You don't want to keep him like that, and so you shuffle him back and forth in that manner, rather than putting him on a disabled list for 15 days or so. But I think that's a good point, though.
You know what I think happens is what's going on is that the clubs are trying to stay at 9 pitchers and keep the extra player on the bench. But when they run into trouble, they can't do it when pitchers are throwing a lot or they're not getting good performances, so they start sending people back and forth to get another pitcher up.
Yeah.
Sending the fielder down. Melboni takes the strike. It'll be interesting to see during the negotiations next year for the contract whether or not the players press hard for that issue of that 25th man requiring the roster to have 25 active or not.
It's been a few years since they've gotten away from that, so I don't know if that's going to be something or not.
Melboni just out of the reach of Ozzie Guillen into left field. Polonia makes the turn. Pasco will throw to second base. And the Yankees, with 2 down, have runners at the corners on Melboni's single, putting runners at first and third.
Oh, Melboni got one where he can get his arms extended. He nailed it. He gets ahead in the count. He's a very dangerous hitter. Looks like that may be it for Steve Rosenberg.
He's gone deeper into this game, as we said, than any other time in his young career. So the 24-year-old left-hander has been very effective here tonight. He'll probably conclude his work right here. But certainly a successful night, as Steve Rosenberg goes 7 2/3 innings in this game. The Yankees picked up 7 hits off him. One of the 2 runs is unearned. There's his incomplete line for the night, as he's responsible for the 2 base runners. But he tips the cap, and Sean Hilligas, the right-hander, will come on in relief, and we'll be right back.
And the work for the White Sox here. 2 outs in the 8th inning. 4-9 with a 5.31 earned run average. Sean making his 30th appearance on the season. 2 saves in 83 innings. He's given up 94 hits, 39 walks, 47 strikeouts. And the American League is hitting .283 against Sean Hilligas. So he's being asked to come on in a situation where he's going to have to get a very hot Jesse Barfield out. 2 outs, runners at the corners for the Yankees. And that's not been an easy job tonight. 2 for 2.
The lineup.
Yeah.
Had all 5 of them there for a minute.
Yeah, Kaiser, Polonia,
Martinez, and Guillen.
Oh, there's a mixture of body structures, isn't there?
And Lee Elia wasn't there. The
Endorf, or whatever the heck those things are when you study. I didn't study too much, but there you see what Jesse Barfield has done.
If anybody in the Chicago area didn't read Mike Royko's column today, I think you should read it. I couldn't believe it. Barfield.
Is that in the funnies?
Yeah. And it's a wild pitch by Hilligas, and Polonia will score.
Hey, he swung at that pitch. Believe it or not, they better make an appeal right here. They do get a run, 6-3 now. White Sox lead cut to 3, but check out this swing by Jesse Barfield. He's completely fooled by that pitch, and he went way around on it. I hope somebody saw that. Yeah, he did.
Home plate umpire did.
He got it.
Mary Young had the call. Strike 1. Royko's column was on dwarf throwing and bowling. If you haven't heard of that, it's incredible.
I've seen dwarf throwing.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, they do that.
When you were mentioning body sizes. Yeah. They pay guys to come in and work the bar, and now they have dwarf bowling. Put them on a skateboard with a helmet. Do you believe that? That's awful. It's unbelievable. I'd never heard of it before. 1 ball, 1 strike. That came up when those 5 guys were standing over there. Were talking about body sizes, and I thought of Royko's column. 1-1 count, 2 down. Sean Hilligas. Good, hard slide. slider on Barfield, 1-2.
Well, he's got Jesse a little bit confused up there by that. The first and the third pitches. He should be sitting up there with a 3-0 count right now. He's behind 1-2 just because of that real sharp rotation, sharp break on the pitch because of the very tight rotation on the breaking ball by Hillegas. It's not a laughing matter either, Jess.
Barfield's talking
You're
to Fisk.
1-2, yeah.
What was that?
You're 1-2 now, sir.
2 down, a runner at second base, 6-3, Sox leading. And the hard pitch is outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jerry Royce and Andy Hawkins tomorrow, and then Greg Hibbert and Clay Parker, the scheduled starters on Wednesday in this 3-game set. Here's Brookins waiting on deck. Hillegas this season 0-2 against the Yankees, 7 2/3 innings, worked 5 runs off him. And he missed. 3-2.
He tried to go for it. That outside corner, tried to paint that outside with the good fastball at the knees. Check it out. There's Fisk setting up on the corner. Does he hit his glove? He's got to reach for it a little bit. That pitch is down.
Let's see what Pudge calls here for Hillegas. 3-2, 2 down. Balboni at second base. And he walked him. Just missed outside with it. And Hillegas puts on the first base runner he faces, and now it gets into dangerous territory because now the potential tying run is going to come to the plate. And we are going to get some action on the Yankee bench. Mel Hall will pinch hit for Tom Brookins.
Yeah, this is not the guy you want to see up there in this situation. Hall hitting .279, but he's got power. 8 homers, 28 RBIs in only 154 at-bats. Pretty good pinch hitter, too, Gary. Well, no, he's on base. Well, he's 2 for 12 as a pinch hitter, so not that hot in that category, but he's a good hitter. I would think that Jeff, did he have a lefty throwing?
He had Patterson up.
Yeah, okay. Might be a time to use him because Hall has not had much success against left-handed pitchers. Let's see, Hall hitting only .154 this year against lefties, 4 for 26. Does have a homer and 8 RBIs, but there's no lefty to go to right now, so Hall will face a right-hander.
Patterson had been up earlier, but now it's Thigpen on your left and Don Paul on the right who are warming up. And Mel Hall, look at the size of that upper body.
Oh, whew. You know what he does? He lives in Canada and he works out with the Canadian weightlifting team.
Lifts moose.
Yeah.
Big moose. Big moose. Big antlers.
He's a strong man.
He is a strong man. 8 home runs, 28 RBIs, but he's been on a long ball tear of late. 4 home runs, 14 RBIs in his last 15 starts. And he takes the pitch down low, ball 1. Hall had been on the DL. He came off the DL on May 26th for the Yankees. And with him on the bench, a little extra power. Balboni's at second. Barfield is at first, having drawn the walk. 6-3 Sox leading. That one down the left field line, foul territory. Martinez will get there and make the catch, and that's the inning. So Hillegas gets out of that one. The Yankees will get a run on a wild pitch and a couple of hits with 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Mel Hall pinch hit in that last inning for Brookins, the third baseman. So with the White Sox leading 6-3 in the bottom half of the 8th, Mike Pagliarulo comes on to play at third now for the Yankees. And the new pitcher, old familiar name,
Dave Righetti. Big left-hander, 2-2 on the year with a fine 2.41 earned run average. He's making his 32nd appearance. Rags has 16 saves, working 41 innings, 43 hits, walking only 13, so he's got good control while striking out 33. Dave Righetti, the left-hander, he's been a great pitcher over the years for the Yankees. American League hitting .276 against them this year. He's become more of a finesse pitcher over the last couple of years, having lost a little bit on his fastball, but still has an above-average Major League fastball with good breaking stuff.
Rags has not been on for a while for the Yankees. The last time he pitched was on July 8th against the Boston Red Sox when he got his 16th save. So Righetti will be facing Mormon will lead it off here. Russ Mormon, then Ozzie Guillen on the top of the order. Dave Gallagher. 6-3, Sox on top, out hitting the Yankees 11-7, looking for their 5th consecutive win and trying to beat a left-hander. Dave LaPointe, the starter and pitcher of record. The Sox 10-21 against left-handed starters this season, with a chance to add to that number here tonight. Righetti's 0-1, and Mormon takes it outside. The rookie batter against the 30-year-old veteran left-hander. 1-1. Came up and bit him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Righetti last season, 5 wins, 4 losses, and 25 saves. Rags, of course, big year in '86, his best in the save department when he picked up 46 in that season.
That's the all-time record, right?
It's the all-time record.
Ooh, 46. Terrific. And has a no-hitter under his belt, too, as a starting pitcher. He's done a lot of great things.
1-2, Mormon to center. Roberto Kelly is there.
You know, I remember Rags when he was a young kid, actually 5, 6, 7 years ago, when he was that starting pitcher, and he had awesome stuff. He had a fastball that just exploded on you. When he threw it up in the strike zone, well, it started up in the strike zone, then it just blew you away. Had a good breaking ball at the same time, too. Of course, years take their toll a little bit, but he's still a real fine pitcher.
And 30 years old, so he's not that old.
Yeah, oh no, he's got a few years left. There's no doubt about that.
Gets the pitch in on the corner for a strike.
He just doesn't strike you out quite as often as he used to.
0-1 delivery. And that one is taken for a 1-1 count. One ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Guillen trying to keep an 8-game hit streak alive here. Pops that one foul into the stands outside of third.
Well, see, Righetti's a little different from LaPointe. He's got that good hard slider that he can throw to the left-handers. Change speeds with it as well. Throw the curveball, crossfire a little bit. So he's a lot tougher on left-handed hitters than would a Dave LaPointe.
1-2 delivery. Had him leaning away, and it's fouled off. That's just what Tom was talking about right there. That's what it's called putting your front foot in the bucket.
Yeah.
Hard to hang in.
That's an old term brought to life. 262 is what left-handers are hitting against Righetti. Yeah, it's a little high. I'm a bit surprised. Stepping in the old bucket.
Stepping in the old bucket. 1-2 count.
Who originated that phrase? That's a great one.
Foul back. I always wish I had there's that dictionary of baseball sayings, a couple of them.
Yeah.
I don't happen to have it right here on the desk with me. Or we'd look it up right now and find out.
And what is a Baltimore chop? Why is it a Baltimore chop or a Texas leaguer?
There are reasons for all of those.
Yeah.
Usually because they came on, I think if I remember right, the Baltimore chop was in an old hard yard that they played at in Baltimore where it was like concrete. And everybody hit the ball down, and they got the nickname Baltimore chop because that's how guys tried to hit the ball. Tried to drive it into a hard surface and bounce it over infielders' heads.
I don't think Babe Ruth tried to do that.
No. Never had to. It's like the bullpen. I love that story, how the bullpen got its name.
Yeah.
Because of the old tobacco sign. It was a chewing tobacco called Bull.
Oh, my goodness.
And they used to hang it out in the outfield, and the bullpen would be right behind it where the pitchers were, and so they nicknamed it the bullpen.
Oh.
It's a rich game. 1-2. Back to the mound. Righetti. Gotta hurry. He didn't get him. Infield single and a 9-game hit streak.
Go ahead and hustle Ozzie. Boy, he got there in a hurry, didn't he? Righetti had to play this ball a little bit conservatively because it was kind of taking a funny roll. Now, see, Rags is falling off the mound to the third base side, so he doesn't get to it quite as quickly. Makes a pretty good play on it, but Ozzie is definitely safe. Now you see the swing. You don't want to pattern yourself on that one, but Ozzie, great hustle here. And he is in there. Base hit. 9-game hitting streak.
And the White Sox now have their 12th hit. Guillen at first base with 1 away for Dave Gallagher, who has scored 2 runs, reaching on a walk and a single. In the 7th inning, after that walk, he was balked to second, which set that whole inning up. After he got balked to second, they intentionally walked Baines to get to Calderon, who had an RBI single. And then Pudge would follow with a single and an RBI. Speaking of Pudge, what was your question before?
What year will Carlton Fisk get his 3,000th hit?
At the current pace, his 3,000th hit would be the 4th week of August, 1997.
Okay.
Runner going, throw to Guillen is in the outfield. Guillen's got a stolen base, error on Slot. Guillen goes to third.
We'll get to that stat in a second, but let's see this stolen base by Ozzie again. He gets a good jump on Righetti, and the throw by Slot is in the dirt. Oh, tough bounce for Sachs to handle, and Ozzie heads up base when he gets up in a hurry, gets to third base easily. There you see a very tough throw for Slot to throw on. Breaking ball inside, he short hops him. Ozzie at third base now with only one out. Gallagher has a chance to pick up an RBI.
Career high for Guillen. Squeeze play coming home. Righetti flips it, and they get the out at first base. But Dave Gallagher got it down. Guillen scores, and it is a 7-3 Sox lead.
Oh my, those Yankees got to be saying, who are these guys? Great execution right there, manufacturing a run. How about that? 2 balls hit the total of maybe 20 feet. The White Sox get a run on it. That's like the old Go-Go Sox used to do. See, Rags tailing off the mound to the third base side has no chance right here on Ozzie. RBI for Gallagher. That's his 28th on the season, and the Sox jump out in front 7-3. That's good baseball.
That's good baseball. I think Jeff Toborg enjoys a night like this against the team he was a coach with for 10 years.
I'll tell you, how about that? 2 balls, they couldn't have been hit harder. You could hit them with a toothpick and they would have gone just that far as they did. About 20 feet together, and they get a run.
Good job by Gallagher. There's Talborg. And the pitch is inside the Lions, who's 0 for 1. So the Sox 7 runs on 12 hits now and a 4-run lead. And they've developed this with 3 in the first, a couple in the 7th, and another here in the 8th. And Sachs will make the play on Lyons, and that will do it. But it is an unearned run, but it's a run on 1 hit and error, and nobody left on. And that's who's up for the Yankees. 7-3 as we go to the 9th. Maybe the lucky baseballs worked again. This is the baseball that the White Sox are using between innings to throw around the infield. Red and blue, a Steve Rosenberg special.
Unbelievable. They got that from the old AVA, I'm sure. Probably the old Virginia Squires used that.
Rosenberg's the keeper of the ball, and that's a foul ball as we go to the 9th inning. So far, it has brought them good luck again tonight. It may be the best diet Jeff Toborg's ever been on. Keep that rubber suit on and lose weight. Yankees, their last chance here. Slot, Espinosa, and Kelly do up. Rosenberg's the pitcher of record. Sean Hillegas is looking for a save. And he misses down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rosenberg went 7 2/3 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned, 7 hits, 2 walks, a strikeout, a home run by Barfield in the 2nd. And that's down the line, curving towards the stands, and no play for Pascal. Our next broadcast right here on Sports Channel will be coming up tomorrow night. Yankees and White Sox in Game 2 of the 3-game series. Andy Hawkins and Jerry Royce. The scheduled starters will be here 7:30 tomorrow night. Yankees and Sox. Great to have you with us here tonight. Gary Thorne and Tom Paciorek in the 9th inning, where the Sox have a 7-3 lead. And it's fouled off again, fighting it off Slot. White Sox with 3 in the first inning. Baines has 2 RBIs in tonight's game. They've really spread them out. Gallagher's got 1. Calderon's got 1. Fisk, Martinez, and Pascal. Everybody's helped out. Sean Hillegas coming on for Rosenberg in the 8th inning. Walked the batter, then got the final out in the pop-up, and now trying to finish it off here. Slot hitting .279. Takes it outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Note tonight, the San Francisco Giants may be without Kevin Mitchell for a while. X-rays today on his rib cage, which has bothered him, showed he has inflammation in his lower back. Swung on and missed. He got him. Hillegas gets the strikeout. Slots retired. 1 away in the 9th inning.
Here's an outstanding breaking ball by Hillegas. Check it out. It looked like a curveball down and away right on the corner. Don Slott usually is a good hitter in that area, down and away, but he is fooled by that pitch, so there's 1 out here in the 9th inning.
Hillegas now will work to Alvaro Espinosa, the shortstop, 0 for 2 and a walk tonight, batting at .266. And Espinosa takes the pitch down, low, ball 1. Yankees, of course, have been without Dave Winfield all season long. Whether he'll get back or not in August remains to be seen. 1-0 pitch is a strike. Rafael Santana, who would have been their starting shortstop at the beginning of the season, whether he would have held the job or not, one never knows. Espinosa was giving the opportunity because Santana couldn't play and is out for the year. Espinosa's played very well for them. Ball to right field. Ivan Calderon backing up on it. He's got it, and the Yankees are down to their final out. Hillegas with a chance to wrap it up. Roberto Kelly will be coming up. Sox are leading 7-3 and a chance to have a 5-game win streak. American League Finals, Toronto, the first game beat California 6-4. Leading in the second game, tied now 4-4 in the 6th inning. Baltimore beat Seattle 8-4. Detroit over Oakland 2-1. Minnesota beat Cleveland 5-2. Kansas City over Milwaukee 3-2. And Hillegas is in with a strike. Texas has now jumped on Boston 12-6 in the 8th inning. Roberto Kelly 0-1. Bounced in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Houston beat the Mets 6-0 in the first game and 12-3 in the second as they took a doubleheader. Philadelphia beating Cincinnati 4-1. Montreal over Atlanta 5-2. Pittsburgh and San Diego are 1-1 in the 5th. San Francisco leads St. Louis 8-4 in the 3rd. Chicago on a Grace home run got 3 in the 1st. Inside corner strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fans up. Final strike for the Yankees. Roberto Kelly trying to keep it going. Hillegas trying to shut it down. 1-2. The right shoulder of Larry Young, the home plate umpire, just a little jump. But it's a ball missing outside. Two balls, 2 strikes. You're gone. 5 in a row. Hillegas gets the strikeout. And the White Sox, with their very hot manager on his way to the mound, have now won 5 in a row, 7 in a row at home. And Pudge, a big night as he picked up his 2000th hit and his 2001st hit. And the Yankees suffer the 4th loss this season to the White Sox. Another fine all-around performance. Pale Hose win it. Our final, Sox 7, Yankees 3.